You always have this abundant mindset. You're not looking at anything from a scarce resource. You used the example earlier that the sun shines bright for everyone and it isn't holding back. And I see that in the way that you behave, even in the way that you've created Transformational Leadership Council. You're elevating your competitors. In the process, somebody could look at it that way, but instead you're leveling up the field. And I'd be curious to know, how do we inspire ourselves to be operating from that space? Because I think the more people understand the fact that you can be abundant, you can operate from that way, it brings more success to you, a positive ripple to the world, and you get to serve in a beautiful way that makes you happy. But people seem to have lost that grasp. What's the secret here?
Yeah.
What do you know?
Well, you know, I think for me, it's been an evolution over time. I mean, I learned to meditate when I was in my 20s. And you begin to realize that the world is always working for you, not against you, that things are happening for you, not to you, that there's always a gift in every obstacle. I love there's a book called What's in the Way is the Way. And so I just love that's how I operate in life. I also believe that there's an unlimited amount of resources in the universe. Now, you can go to the ocean. I love this metaphor. You go to the ocean and many people go there with a tablespoon. Some people go there with a glass. Some people go there with a bucket. Some people go there with a tank car. Some people just put a pipeline in and keep sucking water out, And so there's an endless amount of supply there. And it's true, there's an endless supply of money. Money, we think there's only so much money. It's not the money. It's the transactions that occur with money. It's the flow of money that's really important. I used to do an exercise in my trainings to demonstrate this where I'd have 10 people come up to the stage and I'd give to the first person, I'd say, I'll give you $1 for a hug. And they'd give me a hug and I'd give them $1. They'd turn to the next person and they say, I'll give you $1 for a hug. And so that would go all the way down to the bottom of the line. And I realized I got them to see that $1 is still only $1. This dollar bill is still only the only dollar in this universe of this game. But look what it did when it flowed, when it was shared, when it was interacting with the world. So there's no limit to how much abundance there is. Now, obviously, we're polluting the earth. There may be a limit to how much fresh water there might be if we're polluting all the lakes, et cetera. But we can fix that. So there is not a limit there if we decide to do the right thing. So for me, I think over time, I realized there was always enough. And a lot of us have a belief there's not enough. I heard Bill Clinton once, there was a conference that he was being interviewed. And they asked him, what's the difference between you and George Bush? And he said, George Bush believes there's only so many resources in the world, and it's his job to get as many of those resources for the United States as possible. My belief is there's unlimited resources, and my job is to make sure they get distributed as far and wide as possible. Now that gives you two different political positions, and one is control and the other is abundant. And so when you come from that abundant state, what I find is more abundance comes to you. Michael Beckwith, who was in the movie The Secret, and a wonderful guy, recently I saw a video of him, and it was called The Importance of the Law of Resonance. And he said, when you are radiating, there was a law of radiance. He said, when you're radiating, you don't effort to radiate, like the sun. We'll go back to the sun. The sun just radiates. If I say, I'm going to share something with you, I now have to have an intentional act to share something with you. If I'm radiating love, abundance, joy, whatever, there's no effort. There's no intentional choice. It's just me being me. And when I'm being me fully, everything comes to me that I'm meant to have. In other words, I'm not meant to teach everyone on the planet. Tony Robbins gets his share, I get my share, you get your share, Lisa Nichols gets her share, whatever. And people are attracted to that beingness that is the next step that they need to integrate into their life. So if they need to be more powerful, maybe they go to Tony. If they need to be more loving, maybe they come to me. But I come from the position that I'm never not going to have people that are attracted to what I have to offer, because the world's lined up that we all have a gift. And if we all share our gift, then everything will get met. Bakers will bake, chefs will cook, technicians will fix things, inventors will invent things. The airplanes won't fly out of the sky because people love to fix things, whatever. Music will be made, movies will be made. And if we just follow that, then we follow our bliss, we follow our joy. it gets really easy. And just, you start to realize there's enough of everything.
Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.